All right, good morning. Today we're going to explore using delay effect in place of an echo or as an echo. So, something different today, I have my earbuds in. These are one of those combo units that it's got a little integrated microphone right here. And I wanted to start using these. I'm actually going to take this one out. I wanted to start using these because the cans that I've been wearing get uncomfortable, and I believe having the microphone closer to my mouth and it maybe hopefully won't pick up as much mouse clicking and keyboard sound, and just have my voice and hopefully a much clearer recording of my voice. That's what I'm hoping for as well. I'm going to do my best not to bump it. I'm going to stay very still and not move around. So that's one small difference today. I know it's a little weird to have this dangling out of my ear, but this is the best solution I could come up with for the moment. The other mic would put a lot of keyboard and mouse noise into the recording. I didn't like that. So, all right, today what I want to demonstrate is how you can use delay if you need an echo. And Reaper seems to have just frozen up on me. Huh. Come on, Reaper. Get it together. You can do it. I'm not sure what I did that made Reaper so upset. I deleted a couple of tracks. Some of the quick master that I had from last night. The stem and the quick master. Come on now. Well, may have to start the video over. This Reaper's being a pain. Alright, so I had to restart Reaper, and I paused the video. I've been trying to teach myself just to pause the video instead of having to start all over completely. I don't have to redo the whole intro about the earbuds and all that. Okay, now it's opening the wrong project. I can't explain this. Reaper is running really slow and poorly this morning, and that's unusual. Maybe if I boost its resource allocation here, let's see. Set priority to high. Yes. Okay. See if that helps. Maybe, maybe not. Come on. Wow. This is unbelievable. Let's look at NASA's image of the day. Yay. That's pretty cool. Lunar module at Tranquility Base. This photograph of the lunar module at Tranquility Base was taken by Neil Armstrong during the Apollo 11 mission from the rim of Little West Crater on the lunar surface. Armstrong's shadow and the shadow of the camera are visible in the foreground. This is the furthest distance from the lunar module traveled by either astronaut while on the moon. Huh, that's interesting. They didn't get very far away from the module. That makes sense. Okay, we're back. Please work now, Reaper. Okay, Reaper's working. So, what I have here is I have a guitar solo. Let me see if I can get this in the middle of the screen a little bit. Excuse me. I will try to avoid making noises like that. I'm guessing the mic got a lot of that clearing my throat. Okay, so here we have the guitar bus, and I have some automation on these two different delays already. So what I'm planning to do is I'll bypass these, and yeah, let's just do that. So we're going to bypass these. Let me actually turn off. Okay, so in my effects chain for the solo bus, or yeah. Did I not add? I thought I added two types of delay to this. Maybe I did not. Huh. Delay with sustain. I could have swore I put two different delays on this. Oh no, it was this part. Okay, so I'm sorry. It's not actually the solo per se. It's this part right after the solo. There's this part where let's listen to it. It's I call it the rolling part because the bass line is kind of rolling. what you just heard is what we're actually going to look at. Is that, oh, this gets annoying. Yeah, that delay. Unless you bypass that one of the delays, it keeps on ringing out like that. All right, so here on this rolling part, I call it, and I haven't named these two here, but they're going to be mic and DI. So we can actually just label them. All right. So we're going to just solo this part up, and we're going to turn those off because that gets obnoxious quickly. All right, so I have two different kinds of delay, and the tempo length one I have bypassed for the majority of the part, except there's two notes that the guitar player, before we finished recording the song, he asked if this part could have an echo. If the single note that he plays, and I'll play it without the effects turned on. So it's that note right there. Let's play the few measures before it. Okay, so he plays that, and then we transition into a part where he's just playing that same note. It's like a slide up to a note. And he requested an echo, so I messed around for a long time with the actual echo generator. Now, if you open up the Suite, has reverb, and in reverb you can add echo generator. And this is a really straightforward, basic way to add echo, but it's very difficult to fine tune into if you just want a note to repeat a single time. So this can be useful if you need it, but I don't recommend it. It's kind of cumbersome or awkward to use. If you just need a single echo, or some of the delays that come with Reaper are actually really good for creating multiple. Let's see, the redelay, just the basic one. What you can do here is you can actually add taps, and this is something I'll explore in another video. But you can actually use delay and do an echo effect anytime you need it. So what I'm going to show you here is the way that I figured out how to dial in this delay so that it's not applied to the entire track. As you can see, I have this automation here. So I'll turn back on the original sustain, delay with sustain, and you'll be able to hear that and see what it adds to it. That's with, without, without, with. It just gives it like a, it kind of makes it sound almost reverby. It gives it a little more depth, a little more body to it. It kind of is what the song needs right at that moment. So that second note, you heard it there just briefly. It like answer, call and answer, you could say. So what I did a measure. So I did a selection. I used the selection window as a measurement tool. So something like this, go to where the note completely fades out and pretty much to where the note first starts. And you look up here in your window, and you have to be sure to change this to, and unfortunately I think this now may be underneath the video. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Reaper over down into the middle of the screen so you can actually see what I'm talking about. If you hover over, these three things are telling you where your selection begins, where it ends, and the length of your selection, length of time selection. So if this is set to use ruler time unit, that's showing you measures now. Okay, so that's in measures and parts of a measure, which can be useful at other times. So you want to right click on this and switch it to minutes and seconds. And this is showing you 1.063 seconds or 1063 milliseconds. So you can use that to dial in the length of your delay. So let's open this up. You can see here, the time that I've put for this is 1050. So when I measured this, I probably cut out a little more of the note, and I was somewhere around this. And it doesn't have to be exact to the down to the millisecond. It just has to be pretty close. Here's another helpful tool. This is something I've been using a lot lately for arranging the intro to our channel videos, the dancing piano keys. If you hold down Shift, you can actually move your selection window. This can be a really useful tool when you need it. Just hold down Shift. You'll see the arrow change right there. So 1050 for this note, and then the next note I believe was longer, not by much. It's either longer or shorter. So I'm going to move it over here. And again, I'm trying to keep everything in the center of the screen. Makes it easier to see. Okay, so, ooh, did I lose my selection window? No, there it is. I'm not zooming in on it. Okay. So again, I'm moving the selection window. So I believe this is too, see how it's too short? It doesn't quite get the whole note. So this one, if you look at my automation window here, I automated the length of it up. You can see there's a slight ramp right here. So I automated it up to 1079. So when I measured it last night, I probably arrived at this 1079, which looks about correct. That looks about right. In fact, it could probably be a little bit longer. And let's actually we can actually adjust that, and then let's listen to the difference. So here it is. Let me turn it on, just solo it. Okay. All right, so the length that you set the delay to will determine how long the note rings out and also how quickly it comes in. So if you have the delay length shorter than the length of the note, it will overlap the original note. It won't sound like an echo. Now sometimes that's the goal with a delay, is just to thicken up guitar solo or something. Typically guitar solos all pretty much have delay. So I'm gonna actually let's remeasure. So let's use the tool I just described and remeasure. All right, and the note looks like it starts right about there. It's kind of hard to tell with guitar sometimes. This one has like a little click at the end, so we'll measure that. So it looks like it actually 1.353, let's just say 1.3, so 1300 milliseconds. So we can actually right click in here. So if you're not familiar with automation, this purple line here lets me control a single aspect of one of the plugins. So you have to hit this little trim button here, and this pops open everything you have on the track, and then you pick which parameter you want to change to automate. In this case, I'm using bypass, so that when you want to be able to bypass it, so that actually does it not show you? No. Okay. All right. So yeah, you need to be able to bypass this so that it doesn't do that constant. In fact, I forgot to bypass just correctly, and there was ringing out of that guitar part through the whole song, and one of the rips that I did, and it was really okay. Here it is. So we turned delay on, and come into the thing here. Now you watch. This is just for anyone who's not familiar with automation, just briefly. I'm hoping that you are. So as we play, this value will change because we've dialed it in. Okay, not a good example because it. Let's see here. I thought So maybe I thought that I had. No, yeah. See, it should change. It should be from 1059. Wow. Okay. Oh, here. Okay. So 1079. See, I was under the impression that this one automates to. Wow, this is confusing. 148. So I must have been doing this last night when I was tired, because it looks like this one automates down, which is really weird. Oh, okay. No, I understand here. Okay. So what we're seeing is that this 1050 is the original value, so there's no need to put automation points for this first note. It's just a steady amount, and then it does rise, and we can watch it rise from. See, I was under the impression that when you watched the plugin that you actually saw the change happen. I thought maybe this plugin doesn't do that. Huh. Okay. Anyway, let's change this to 1327 milliseconds. So the easiest way to do this is to right click on this, and right click over the point and set point value, and just type it in there, 1326 27. You can try to drag it manually. Let's try to drag it manually, but it'll jump like considerably for each little tiny movement you make. So that's not actually doing that terrible. So that got us pretty close, but you might as well just set the point value. Right click, set point value, 1327. All right, so now let's hear it again and see the difference. I probably should have done like a snapshot to hear the difference, but it should sound a lot better. Okay, I have my FX turned off so it didn't sound like anything. Here we go. All right, so here's another issue we have. This is my bypass lane. So what this does is it tells the plugin, open and let the delay through, let the effects through, but then turn it off. And that's so that it doesn't have that repeating annoying sound. But I have this too. If we let's put the play cursor here and go down. So the note wants to ring out, and it wants to, you want to hear two versions of the note, the original and the repeat or the echo. But this is set too closely to the end of the second note, so it's cutting the end of it off. Let's listen to it. Sorry, actually it's completely bypassed. All right, so you hear it cut off right there. And forgive me for forgetting that the effects are bypassed, but I hate that clipping, repeating, clip, clip, clip sound. It's annoying. So we'll drag this out, and then we can actually just do it, get it to the point where it's dialed in. So that's still a little bit cut off. All right, so in this case, the issue is this actually does bump up against the next note. In the mix, I don't think it's going to matter. Let's listen to it in the mix. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's fine. So that sounds pretty good to me. So that's pretty much it. That's how you would use delay. I guess I should have talked quickly about why I chose this delay with tempo length because it will actually let you sync up to the tempo if you want it to. But this just seems to be a simple delay. If you use the redelay, this can be a little more confusing to dial in. This one's fine too, but it has two different length, sliders here, and there's something about this one I don't always prefer this one. If you need multiple, if you want like a double or triple tap delay, or if you want a preset, this one has some pretty good presets, and this will actually let you hear what a delay with multiple taps sounds like. But I don't prefer this one. It depends on the setting. In fact, a lot of the delays, if you just type in the word delay, type it correctly or Reaper will not like it. Okay, delay. Here's all your choices. You have the standard resweet delay, channel time, regular delay, floaty, lo-fi, with chorus, LFO modulated length, reverseness, stereo bounce, sustain, tempo length, tempo ping pong, tone control. So you have all of these choices, and then these are MIDI, and there's a time adjustment delay. Let's see, time adjustment delay here. Okay, so some of these you have really simple. Let's Let's listen to what this one sounds like just for fun. Let's put the delay amount, let's put this to our number that we need. What was it again? 1057 or something? Close to that. Or we can look at let's look at our points. It's not 1148. Can't be it. No, that's not, okay. 1327. Okay, let's listen to what this sounds like. Okay, so what you need to do, if you have automation in here and you want to just turn them off, you need to actually turn everything off. Wet mix, dry mix. Okay, the reason we're not hearing, this doesn't sound like anything because this dry mix is down. Now you can hear it in the background. So again, this is providing us like an echo effect. What you want to do is have the dry and wet approximately equivalent, or maybe the wet just slightly under the dry amount, like that. So there you go. That did it too. So something simple like this would work as well. Just make sure you measure the note length and figure out how long you're going to make the actual delay, and then try to dial it in, try to fine tune it. All right, so that concludes our lesson on using delay in place of an echo. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section, and I'll get around to answering them. Thank you for watching.